Hello!
Hello!
Hello! It's us. Good evening, good evening, good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, welcome to Black Toad Studios. Sit, Talk and Hobby. Episode
26.
26, yeah.
I hope there's no buffering going on because it does look like there's a little bit of lag on the stream. Apologies if there is. There's probably something up with my internet I wouldn't be surprised with. Um, so I hope everyone is doing well this evening because we are, I think.
Yes, we are. We have
Cheers
got
to everyone in
alcohol.
chat. I am drinking tonight
I am also drinking.
out of his strange mug.
Mm.
Hooray, it's hobby time. Yes, Kieran, it is hobby time. Although I've been busy. So here's my two creations for this week. There will be a video on this soon. So we have one of these. Yes! So this is my Morax Knight with lightning locks, number 1.
Ooh,
And number 2 is, oh look, it's exactly the same knife, but different. I've even added chains. Look, he's got like a little, some knight chains.
dangling away there like you know what.
Yeah.
Oh, and Kieran's had a day at the gym.
Well, as with everything with hobby wise, everyone does as much as they can in the time that is allotted to them. So
Yeah.
there is no shame in not having time to do bits and pieces. All right.
At one point this morning, I was going to take models into work and do a bit on my lunch break, but I did about half an hour hobby before I had to take the eldest to school. I was just standing there. He's like, "Daddy, come look at this," and I was like, "I'm busy trying to sort your stuff out." So that was my hobby. 10 minutes or 20 minutes.
That's your hobby 10 minutes.
So what are you actually working on, Tom? Have you got something to work on?
Yes. Sorry, I do. I am now flipping solely back to these chaps. So because basically I rushed these out for our game. What was supposed to be yesterday. But we're now playing on Friday, so that's going to be an editing bit of fun on Friday night for me to have that up and running.
Well, Tom, I already have a battle report.
Have you edited it though?
No, I'll edit it soon. Tonight.
Well, get on with it
tomorrow.
Right now.
Yeah. So it is a good game. Like we were just talking about before we came on. It's actually a lot of stuff happened. A really, really fun game. So hopefully you guys will enjoy it as well when it's up. Should be this weekend. So, Tom, what are you bringing on Friday?
Gonna do a bit of decent Sisters of Battle and some Knights. Little combo force. Sisters haven't been on the channel for a while. So I'm hoping that'll do the trick. Be a bit different. And what are you bringing?
I am going to bring demons and.
There we go. He's got something in his magical. Oh, that thing. You don't need to bring that. It seems so unnecessary.
Kieran, what army's playing? So in the game that's coming up this weekend, we have got Imperial Knights versus Chaos Knights. 3,000 points.
Oh, you did 3,000 in the end. Nice.
3,000, yeah. So we upped it. So I got all my knights out, and Kaitan Ravager played as well. He came out, which was lots of fun.
Can't really say fairer than that, can we?
Yeah. So really, really fun game. So lots happened. It's really cool.
I'm just Xing out a few apps in case something is deciding to do an update at the moment, which might be causing the stream issue. So just if you do see my screen slightly change, just bear with me for a moment. There we go, because I seem to be having a poor streaming health at the moment, which is not good. So apologies for any buffering you guys might be getting, and if you're a couple of seconds behind or whatever. Hopefully it will clean up in a minute. But yeah, Clash of the Big Boys, definitely. I'm looking forward to watching it anyway myself. So. But yeah,
it's going to be good. So you're doing some assault intercessors.
I'm carrying on with them now. That's what I'm going to try and get done. Trying to get them done this week because I want them ready for when Well, not when we can. I mean, obviously we can play Space Marines now, but we're trying to hold off where we can on the new stuff until the. Oh, look, your opponent's in the chat, Dom.
Ah, yes, Mr. Pickering.
Mr. Pickering.
It was much fun. Yeah, so we will be getting out the weekend, and yeah, it was lots of fun.
In that case, that gives me a bit of time to get the one for next weekend then. Lovely.
Exactly. Let's keep a little buffer.
Got one buffer.
Yeah, so the problem, Space Marines at the moment, and with Chaos Space Marines, is we all know the wound change is coming.
Indeed.
And it's kind of one of those things that when you're putting a video together, you want it to survive longer than a couple of weeks. So we're trying to get a few non-Astartes games sorted out at the moment. But we've got a selection of armies.
We do.
Unfortunately, one of my armies is Necrons. So, awkward. But when the Necron Codex hits, we will get plenty of battle reports.
Yes.
Also, I am working on,
yes,
at the moment, so I'm going to be gluing some more Necrons in a bit when I get fed up painting red. I'm doing my Greater Possessed that I've done on the 83rd. And they're actually very cool models, very intimidating actually, doing them. But they are very cool, I like them. What about everybody in the chat?
Yeah, what are you guys up to tonight? Let's hear the general consensus of hobby work for tonight. Hopefully, be some interesting things here. Primaris Outriders, yeah, cool, that's good. Looking forward to seeing them for your Blood Angels down. That'd be good.
Oh yeah, that'd be quite nice.
Oh, fair enough,
Peter. Up.
Well, there's an interesting night plan there. Chocolate crunch and custard, then some nights.
Sounds good.
And I'm sorry to hear about your back, Peter.
Did you put something up on Instagram earlier? Some pictures? I think you did. Yeah, Peter. Oh, man, I hope it's not a long-term injury there. I've got a bad chest. So like every few months, I will cripple myself and be bedridden. It's very frustrating. Oh, Venom Frapes. Kevin's working on Venom Frapes at the moment. Very cool.
Did we decide what we were going to do for our Apocalypse game with regards to the wounds, by the way?
I don't know.
Were we going to play with the wounds added on?
Maybe we should. What do you guys reckon? And Kieran, how's that going? How's your plan of painting your whole army before we go back to work?
28 colours.
Felpire is working on a Doomsday Arc. Yeah, that edge highlighting.
I mean,
on that.
He's been working on the Doomsday Arc for quite a while, actually.
That edge highlighting on it is going to be a nightmare. There's so many edges on that thing. You
should play a less angular army, Dom.
And Matt was building a pair of impulsors. Oh, no.
Yes, you need impulsors. I'm getting some impulsors with my Templars soon, just to annoy Dom.
Yeah.
Mainly because I'd love to have my Blade Guard veterans be able to charge up the field and jump out and cause some maximum pain.
Yeah. And Mr. Blue's Venom Crawler. Oh dear. Yeah, Venom Crawler is an awesome model to paint. It is a pain though, real pain. It's up there with the Helldrake. I mean, to be fair, the Helldrake.
That's a class of its own, isn't it?
Oh man, yeah, I would. People you should get a third Helldrake, and I'm like, no.
Oh, some Reavers. I hope you get to use them at some point. They are quite tough to fit into lists, in my opinion, but I still love the model though. That's the annoying thing about them, I think. They look cool, but they're really tough to fit into lists.
I've got 28 cultists, including the Blackstone Fortress cultists. Oh, nice. There's two lots of Blackstone cultists. Blackstone Fortress cultists, isn't there? There's one you get in the actual box, and then there's like an add-on lot. The add-on lot look cool as well. Going. Yeah, Tau.
Well, Tau is a special army, which I have still got to paint myself, actually, because I've still got that Tau army knocking about in my collection that I'm still trying to get around to doing, but I think it's a little way off for some serious painting time. So, and I've just cocked up a shoulder pad, which is actually highly irritating, but I'll come back and correct that in a minute. That's because of this lovely black paint going over white. So, thank you so much, shaky hand syndrome.
Good. Beer normally helps, to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm doing. So if I drink more, you get steadier, don't you? Is that correct? I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Yeah, it is actually how it works.
I'll have to do some more research on the subject.
Yeah, no, if you ask the experts that sit on park benches with a brown paper bag, that actually helps. That's it. Cultists of the Abyss.
Oh, nice.
Oh man, yeah, they are very nice models. I was thinking when with my Renegades and Heretics of running a couple of squads and mixing in some Necromunda models and running them as Marauders.
Got plenty to choose from now. You
Yeah,
make some quite varied squads.
Yeah, I know. There's such nice models, all the stuff coming out.
Shame you haven't got the money to buy everything.
Yeah, well, I'm currently. I was speaking to Dave at work about this. Dave, my 40k buddy at work. I'm trying to resist buying models at the moment because I really want to make that gaming table. So it's hard because I was thinking like I get like half a dozen forts through like a week, going, oh, maybe you should buy some of them and make a formation of that, or maybe. So I was like, no, stop it! I need to build this table. So I have purchased some timber.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, so my first part of the project is putting a frame around the base of these MDF sheets, and then I'll be thinking about doing the legs, etc. I might do a video if people are interested in a video on how to make a gaming table, because I've got it all planned out. I know what I'm doing. Got a bit of carpentry behind me. I know should be able to make one that doesn't fall over.
Well, I don't know.
Famous last words. Like, I'll finish it on the next stream. You'll just see my table collapsing.
It's never going to be good as my carpentry skills, Dom. I'm afraid. So
yeah, the tetanus table.
Oh dear. I don't build things from wood anymore. It's asking for trouble.
Yeah,
too many failed projects.
Yeah, come to what my plan is I'll do it over time. So I'll get all the clips together and I'll edit it all in one video. Because I'm not going to have one day of being able to do it all, or 2 days.
Do a little vlog on it, Dom.
Yeah, how to make a gaming table, and then
30 seconds long.
Realise how much it's actually going to cost me. Because you can buy gaming tables, can't you?
You can.
I'm sure you've looked into it, Tom.
Definitely.
But I don't know what the price is.
Well, a decent one isn't cheap. And the thing is, you don't really want something that is not going to be good. I mean, obviously, till now we've typically used fold-up tables or old kitchen tables, whatever. And they're great for. But if you want a more permanent setup, I think building your own is one of those rites of passage. I think for a gaming room.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, obviously, getting purpose-built ones is great. And if you can get that, go for it. But there is a cost associated with it. So.
Well, I looked into it a while ago, and they were an absolute fortune.
For good ones.
And they're quite massive as well, I think.
That's the thing; it's got to fit your space.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. They need to be purpose built. Like, especially, I know what I want from a table.
Yeah.
And I've thought of a couple of little additions that I'm putting in, which I think will kind of add to it, which hopefully will inspire other people to do bits as well. Because a lot of people go, "Oh, I'm going to put cup holders," but I was thinking cup holders, but the chances are I'm going to walk straight into a cup holder, and because it's going to be like close, like to stomach / groin, it's not going to go well for me. Has anyone out there got a purpose-built table? If so,
I think cup holders are great for like a D&D table. If you're sitting down, just to sort of play a good long evening of gaming, that's great. But I think for wargaming, I think actually cup holders they just probably get in the way. Yeah,
that's right, Kieran. Exactly. That you get what you want, and it's going to fit in your room perfectly. I mean, you can see what lives under my table. It is terrain for tournaments. So I've got so much terrain under there; it's unbelievable. So yeah, I need to improve the storage really.
Orchestra has just posted a couple of little Blood Bowl things in painting and hobby. If anyone was interested, have a look at them. They look really nice.
Yeah. Oh, Discord.
Yeah.
So those in the chat that aren't in our Discord, I think Tom's put a link.
I did put a link at the top. I can pop it in again though, just to make sure it's a bit nearer to the. There we go. For anyone who does want to join our Discord and hasn't yet, please do so by clicking on that link, and it will drop you into the waiting room where I will, as I know you've just joined there, I will make you a member. Because this is typically only available to people to come watch our live streams at the moment, because I'm just trying to make it involve people that are regularly sort of talking with us, because it kind of makes sense.
The Black Toad family.
Yeah, come join us and become hopeless wargamers. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Although
it.
you're probably already that, and because you're here, maybe not hopeless, but you should be a fan of wargaming. If you join us for other things, it's probably not the place to be.
Yeah. So good times ahead. Tom, have you got anything on your in your shopping cart, 40k related?
Not at the moment, sadly. I'm a little bit inundated with models I need to finish first, which is I've been very good this month. I haven't bought it. Actually, saying that, you know what, I'm slightly lying, but I didn't buy it. Vicky bought it for me for my birthday, which is quite a while ago, as you know, Don, because you're literally around the corner. No, it was the pre-order. It was this Sister Battle, the commemorative series one. So Sister Ariant Pelias. So the one I have on my banner, my picture as well. So looking forward to getting that sorted out at some point, because I've been doing a little bit of Sister Battle stuff. So just that'd be nice to make. Cause I do want to get my Sister Battle up to a kind of a fighting force I can play on their own, but they're a little bit off at the moment. So I've got my Exis to do as well. So I've got lots to paint. To be fair, I don't really need to buy anything new. I mean, obviously, when the new Space Marine Codex comes out, that's probably going to be the time when I might purchase a few bits and pieces, because obviously I'm going to need the Codex to start with anyway. But there might be, you never know, there might be some new land speeders or something like
that. I think we all know that's what's coming.
Well, we should find out this weekend, because they're doing a preview, aren't they? So
yeah.
And it's going to focus on the new codexes, and they would probably, if there was anything new coming with that, as it's only a few weeks ago, they're probably going to reveal that. So, we've got something in the waiting room.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we will see this weekend what occurs. So yeah, I'm quite optimistic. I think it's going to be exciting. Really, the more I think about it now, I should be gluing some Necrons together.
We can finally get some games in with those new models that we've been collecting. Properly, against each other. That'd be quite fun. Get some.
It's very frustrating because I do enjoy playing my Necrons, and I know full well at the moment the Codex isn't as strong as it could be, and it just needs that bit of love. And holding off is very frustrating at the moment.
You still got lots of those new models to paint, though. So.
I've got so many new models to paint, which I'm looking forward to doing.
Shouldn't they be done by now?
Painting word bearers at the moment, and I need
more space donkey models. Well, sadly, I wish I could help what Games Watch will release. I don't necessarily agree with their extreme focus on Space Marines either myself, and I'm a Space Marine player. But I suppose it sells, and I think they are, despite what they've done with the old Space Marine range, as in like giving them the wounds, I think they will eventually sort of taper them off at some point. But I think they're just giving them a bit of a last hurrah at the moment, because they can't really do it in any kind of rapid succession, So giving them those extra wounds should give them a little bit of a lease of life, I think, while they decide what they're going to do with the range. Yeah, that would be nice to see some of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Orcs and Death Guard, yeah. I'd like to see a few of them, especially Death Guard ones.
Nice.
What we got here? Some.
So what does everyone think is going to happen with the Gen 1 Marines? Do you think they're going to be killing them all off? Or they're going to be just there but nothing happens to them?
So I can't see them being there forever. I don't think anytime soon they're going to get dumped, though, personally. I think we've got a few years of them left.
Yeah, I don't know. But
Tough
I
to tell.
would have agreed with you like last week. Definitely, wholeheartedly. But I was listening to a podcast. I think it might have been the Honest Wargamer. Can't remember, but someone was saying that they're so part of Warhammer lore, Generation 1 Marines, that it's just this massive thing that you pick up a book and then there's someone to go, oh, and do these guys? Well, yeah, they're not there anymore. It's Primaris.
Maybe they'll retcon the whole thing.
Yeah, every Black Library book.
Yeah, so they can then re-release the entire Siege of Terror thing for Primaris Marines. It'd be fine.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm on the
I think for the moment nothing soon. So it's just more of a kind of event. I think eventually most Marines will probably cross to the Rubicon in some way because it does make sense.
Oh yeah, you can slowly put in every character through the Rubicon.
Yeah, exactly. But we're a little way off that anyway, so definitely a few years. And because like you said, as you said a minute ago, it doesn't make sense to kill them off right now because there's a lot of the stories that are floating about are very focused on Gen 1 Marines, especially like the Solar Wars and stuff like that. It would be rather silly.
Well, yeah, I think the thing with Solar Wars is that it's Horus Heresy. So Horus Heresy is always going to have Gen 1 Marines.
This is very true.
But the more modern, like Hell's Reach, for instance, or Rindsworld, or you've got the Hunt for Voldaris.
Oh yes, Voldaris, yeah.
Yeah, and all the others that are Gen 1 Marines. So yeah, I don't know.
We'll see. I think we've got to play a little bit of a waiting game with them, haven't we? So, and yeah, they could just become veterans because that's a feasible solution to the thing where they just gradually die out, but the ones that are alive are so hardcore that they have to keep them alive. So I don't know if that would happen with my Templar Crusade at the rate that they die.
I don't know how you've got secret initiates somewhere.
Yeah. Well, that's what the feeder regiment's for. The Hellbrick's 98th or whatever I can't remember what I called it now. That's pretty bad. They're very dedicated to the Templar cause. To the old Galerius Crusade. It's Okay. Oh dear. Right. Oh, I've got some bad painting on here. Sugar.
Oh, that's.
Oh dear.
Have you seen that little diorama of Space Marines against Stormtroopers that's appearing on Facebook?
No, I haven't actually.
Oh, it is good.
I do like
a rhino
diorama.
bursting through a street, and then they're just like the Space Marines just hacking down the Stormtroopers.
To be fair, what I was looking at this morning was quite a bit of terrain videos. I watched a couple of Luke's apps videos. I don't know if you know that one.
Yep.
Watched some of his waterfall terrain. Really, really nice. I don't understand. It's just even when you watch how he does it, you're like, how? Yeah. It just looks so good. So I think because obviously I think terrain can make or break, especially a battle report, but also a decent battlefield to play on. It can really make or break it.
Well, it's part of the being immersed, isn't it? Like we've always insisted that we have painted models. Like very rarely do we not have painted models, and if we do, it's not going to be
not on camera anyway.
yeah. But it's all being part of the immerse and creating that story.
Yes.
And there's nothing better than having like a apocalypse game where everything's been painted and based. And then that's the same for terrain, isn't it? You don't want to have grey terrain on the battlefield. You want to have a bit of detail on there and have a bit of scatter terrain and all sorts. I think it adds to the story, and you want to kind of delve into this and be told what's going on.
Because it's one of those things that I love battle mats, but I'd love to be able to actually make some decent fixed terrain at some point again. Because it's been such a long time since I had a crack at doing it. I feel like I've learned quite a bit since I did my last lot, and it'd be nice to sort of apply some of those skills. But the problem with that is it's normally storing it, Yeah,
that's the problem. I think some games serve really well to have that. For instance, Kill Team. Like I've seen Kill Team boards which are absolutely beautiful because you've got such a small space. You can put as much attention per square inch. Where in a big 6x4, you're not going to put as much attention on there, are you? So yeah, some games really go all out. Like Necromunda as well. There, you look at some of the boards for that, like at Warhammer World especially, you're like, oh my goodness.
I mean, the Hell's Reach board at Warhammer, that's one of my favourite boards they had.
Yeah.
I remember a few years ago when they had that big fortress as well. The Snow Fortress one.
Yeah, that got retired, didn't it?
Which is a real shame, because that was a cracking bit of terrain. I mean, we
I
never
don't
actually
know
got to play on it, though, sadly.
No, I don't know if they get renovated or some lucky soul at Warhammer World going, can I have that Hell's Reach board? And they're like, give us 50 quid, yeah, you can have it. Walking away with this,
wait till they retire the Battle of Macragge one, whatever it was. Was it?
Yeah, exactly. Some of them are just,
do you mind if I take this home? You can take a corner of it home. I'd settle for that. Be in the basement, yeah. Oh, to have my own basement, that'd be awesome as well. Just something with a bit of proper space. Yeah, I'd love having this extra room, but it's not big enough really for a table. I mean, obviously that's how we used to try and film it a little while ago when I did have it all set up in there. But it's so hot and stuffy, but also quite tight for sort of standing around. It'd be so nice to have a much more slightly larger dedicated space. Yeah.
Yeah, because then you could have that fixed table as well as another table. Like you go, we'll play on the fixed one. I think years ago, Templar Crusade.
His trench work board, the one he did.
Amazing. Yeah. He works in that industry, so making props, etc. And he made this amazing. If no one's seen it, try and search it for Templar Crusade.
Yeah, because he's kept all his content online. To be fair, I know he's obviously stopped doing new content, but he
does it on Instagram. So if you look for Templar Crusade on Instagram, he's on there. There's a lot of Star Wars stuff, and once again, the stuff he makes on there is wow. Yeah, and like Peter said in the chat, the Imperial Palace and stuff, he just put so much effort in there, and I think they kind of retired it with a 30k game.
Well, Templar's Crusade was lived quite close to us, didn't he?
Yeah, he was from Hastings, so
just down the road,
too far away. He doesn't live there now.
No.
Yeah.
But at the time when he was doing videos, so yeah, it's a shame we never got to sort of slip a quick filmed game in with him, really. But his channel wasn't really about that.
Yeah, awesome stuff.
He was very dedicated to the hobby. That chap. Oh dear, I've really ruined the shoulder pad, Dom.
Oh, Thomas.
I need to change this brush out.
This Blade Slave and Great Possessed guy, so much detail of him. It's such a nice model. It's come out quite well, but it's just the amount of detail. Oh, goodness.
Everyone loves a good detailed model to paint.
Yeah.
Until they're crying.
And it turned out quite nicely.
I've been rewatching Friday Night Dinner while doing some painting this week.
Takes a bit of squirrel.
I forgot how funny it was, actually, to be fair. It's one of those ones you sort of go back and you can still laugh at some of the slightly older jokes. You're like, oh, yeah, I remember. The fox in the freezer. Oh, man.
Yeah, that is good. I've finished watching Cobra Kai on Netflix.
Oh,
I don't know if anyone else put that in the chat. I've finished season 1. I quite enjoyed it.
That's good. I enjoyed the first few episodes. I need to get on and watch that next. I think Vicky said she was going to start watching, see how she kind of got on with it, but she hasn't quite started yet, I don't think.
Yeah, the thing is, it's not amazing stuff. It's just easy watching, and it's like very retro. Where you go back to like, oh yeah, Karate Kid, that was brilliant.
Strike first, strike.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. I thought it's quite good how it all kind of comes together, and after finishing season 1, I was like, yes, there's season 2, brilliant. I don't want to spoil it for people, how it kind of goes, so I'm not going to say anything else. But yeah, it's season, definitely.
Yeah, but the thing with watching stuff for me when I'm painting is that I tend to re-watch stuff rather than watch new stuff.
Yeah.
Because I find it very hard to concentrate on painting if something brand new's on, because I kind of want to watch that rather than paint. So I tend to go back to old trusted series or films that I've watched that I can kind of just sort of glance up at now and then and chuckle at the parts that I like.
Yeah, definitely. I normally try and find a good war film. I'm doing a bit of...
It's Saving Private Ryan, Dom.
Yeah, or A Bridge Too Far. That's one of my favourites.
Oh yeah, I've got that one. That's I actually own that one somewhere. That's
The
Expendables, Dom.
Yeah. Death in Paradise.
Oh, that's good. I like that. I think I'm up to season 8 on that actually. So been watching that now and then because Vicky quite likes it as well.
Yeah.
Starship Troopers, you can't go wrong with that either. Federal Network.
He cannot push the button if you disable his hand. God, I love that film.
Johnny
Rico.
Oh dear. Black Hawk Down. There's another good one. Oh yeah.
Oh, man.
It's so old now though, isn't it? I remember
it's so good though. Black Hawk Down. It's one of like when we were doing airsofting.
Yeah, we used to watch it the night before, didn't we?
Yeah, watch it before. Yeah.
We're going to be like this tomorrow, and then.
Yeah, like a Somali militiaman.
Fury, yeah, I didn't mind Fury. That was all right as well.
Yeah, quite like Fury. I thought that was quite good. Oh, actually, talking of tanks, Tom, I have come up with what I think is a relatively good guard army.
Oh no!
And I would like to challenge you, sir, to one of your armies.
What, like, as in you want me to play an army that works?
Yeah.
Oh God! Better put the Primaris out then.
Yeah, do whatever you want, mate.
Is this an on-camera one, grudge match, or a?
Well, if people want to see a grudge match on camera, we can do it on camera.
Obviously, our last video was a bit more narratively driven.
Yeah.
Which we're obviously trying to stick to a little bit more. Because we actually quite enjoyed doing that. It was nice not to worry too much about all the silly extended objectives while we were filming as well. Just kept it kind of simple premise. But yes, I could whip up something to play against you, mate. Oh yeah, of course. You've had your Winters back rep as well, haven't you?
Yeah, that's gone up. Winters. What's he like? If he never gets a shot, he's a great opponent to play against.
Yes.
He's an absolute gentleman. So yeah, Winters.
Cheers to Winters. Ooh.
Yeah, I think Andy is a lot of dead. 13th there.
It's okay, Dom. Just accept it. All right. You can't win all the games.
You barely win half of them.
Terrain was a challenge. Yeah, actually, it was quite hefty terrain, actually, wasn't it?
So this is a bit of a peek behind the scenes. Like when I turned up, he'd not set the battlefield up at all, and we kind of set it up to like Winters had this idea what he wanted, and so he was just like, yeah, let's try this, and then it just came together, and because it wasn't mirrored on both sides, it might have looked mirrored, but it wasn't at all. It was quite hard to get a decent firing solution down particular points, so you really had to look around for different bits. So yeah, the terrain worked brilliantly. There was lots of all these, you've seen it, but there was all these small battles, skirmishes going on where one side couldn't really help the other side because you couldn't get line of sight, and it's quite a big battlefield. So a lot of stuff was kind of like you're on your own. Good luck.
I do quite like dense battlefields myself, though. I know some people prefer like a fairer thing, but I quite like the fact if it's kind of a purpose-built table for a particular game you're going to play, because I think it does help sort of play the game a bit more. So I know for a fact that you and me have been looking at sort of, I suppose, making slightly more narratively driven matches, just for a bit more interest. I think because I think people like them. At least I hope you guys like them.
Well, we like making them, so you better like
so
watching
you better
them.
like them. All right.
More.
There'll be trouble. Oh, some white has snuck out here. There we go. No, there we go. Yeah, especially like that. Our last game. If you haven't watched it, that was a bit more kind of story-esque, I suppose, rather than necessarily pure kill points. So, because I must admit, the secondaries and the primaries and everything in match play can get a little tiresome sometimes.
Yeah. There is just so you know, there is quite a bit of delay at the moment on the stream.
Oh, is there?
So,
yeah, apologies.
Yeah, bear with us. We are doing our best here. So yeah, Mr. Blue put ignore line of sight weapons are powerful in 9th edition, and there are none in the Chaos Marine book. That is completely correct. They are very powerful because obviously you want to be knocking your opponent.
Well, Dom's got a Minotaur.
Yeah, but if you Chaos Space Marines, we got a Minotaur, haven't you?
It's got a heavy detachment. Come on.
And Renegades and Heretics are in a funny place at the moment, so we don't know what's going on with them. You've got to get Death Guard allies. Like some of those mortar.
Yeah, you could do Death Guard. Yeah, the Plague Burst Claws.
Or you can have. I was thinking kill squads of Raptors. You can bring them in.
It's not a bad shout either.
Cheap, and you can knock people off objectives. And there's things you can do, but I do think they do struggle a little bit compared to some other armies. So it'll be interesting to see what else comes out.
Well, you'll get all the mirrored units from Space Marines soon, won't you? I know what's going to happen to the Mark 1 Marines, Dom. They're all going to turn to Chaos.
Yeah.
Sod these Primaris boys. We're off to join Abaddon.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it. You heard it here first. Probably last.
Yeah, everyone else is going to be that daft to say that. All those Marines are now Chaos Marines. So I'll be interested to see what people do to solve the line of sight issues for Chaos Space Marines. I mean, God.
In all seriousness, I think line of sight issues in 9th. I think it's just getting used to playing it differently.
But what we're seeing so far, what I've experienced, is that the objectives are so key, and if you can't knock someone's objective, you're going to be scuppered.
I agree with the objectives. That is very, very true. But obviously, I think what they've genuinely tried to do with the match play section is to try and make it more fairer for each side. But I think you really have to specifically design the table in that manner to get the full effect of it. And sometimes that just isn't very practical when you try and do an interesting style of game, I think, sometimes. Because otherwise everything starts to look a bit samey. You have like this here, this here, this here, and then the same on the other side to try and make it as matched as possible.
So you're saying about terrain kind of layout.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking like Guard obviously have lots of options for line of sight stuff.
This is very true. Well, if I'm totally honest, in that game the other day, I don't think that did the best for either of us. I don't think.
Yeah, but they have got the option.
They have got the option, yes.
Hello.
Good evening, Mr. Seros. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you.
And I think like Necrons, I don't think they've got any line of sight.
Don't think so, no. Unless some of their new stuff suddenly gets it.
Yeah, who knows?
We just don't know.
Interesting how it works.
But we'll see. There's plenty of obviously, I'm not sure how much more new Necron stuff there's going to be now. I don't know if we're waiting on any particular reveals, are we?
Not at the moment. I mean, Necrons. The thing is, if you haven't got line of sight ignoring stuff, you need to have either strategic reserves or deep stuff to come in. And Necrons have got some. They've got currently, I don't know what they're going to have in a new one. They've got relics. You've got the Satan, the Deceiver with visibility. You've got some things there. I mean, the relic obviously is a stronger one because you don't have to do it first turn, so you can pick your moment.
I mean, personally, I like strategic reserves in the new edition. I think that's a really cool way of playing. The fact that you can do anything for a command point, really. So.
Oh no, yeah, it's very cool. It's a good thing to have in your back
I don't
pocket.
think I've actually utilised it enough in the games I've played, actually, to be honest. Because I'm still getting used to that kind of style of play. But then you kind of think, oh well, I could just whack these on the backfield in another turn, and they would do much better than getting shot at in the first turn. Because I've seen a lot of people say that first turn still means you win, and do you know what? That's possibly true, but I think if you deploy, assuming you're going to get the first turn, I'm afraid that's probably not the best tactic.
Yeah,
because you just don't know. But that's the same for both players. So you have the option at the beginning to say, I'm not 100% sure I'm going to get it, so I'm going to protect some of my key units. And that's.
Well, hang on, Tom, hang on. How have we got a dislike to our stream? Which one of you has disliked?
Someone disliked our stream. Unbelievable.
Yeah. You got your chance now, whoever that was. Come back and reverse that dislike and turn it into a happy little thumbs up.
I've got 5 likes though.
6 now. Come on, people, put the thumbs up.
Come on, yeah, get rid of that. Get that dislike off our bloody stream.
Down the haters.
Look at it now. Look, now I'm not going to say anything here. We've had to ask for these likes. Come on, guys. That's no, I'm joking. It's the first thing you do when you enter our stream is hit the like button, regardless of what we're saying.
Good time.
They'll all disappear now. No, thank you. We do appreciate that. And and also if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. That'd be great. In case you've forgotten.
Yeah. Just coincidence. You've gone. Well, these guys are streaming live. I think I'll go and check them out.
I was going to check them out. Yeah, exactly.
And clearly, after a couple of minutes ago, I'm going to subscribe. It's going to be good.
We're up to 12 likes now. See, all we got to do is ask Tom. You see, it's just
well done, boys.
Nice.
Girls.
And here is another Here's the Discord link in case anyone has just joined who wants to join our Discord. Please do, and I will upgrade you to a full member when you get into chat. Come join us. We've got quite a few guys in there now who are having a good chin wag over the week between episodes.
Yeah, it's a very friendly community.
Yes.
So it's great. Come and check us out. Don't be scared. Everyone's friendly. And Andy says Rhino for the Plague Marines. Future are rolling on.
I think we should try something dangerous now. So, some of you.
Don't talk politics.
No. Okay. No politics. But someone put in a topic you would like us to talk about within reason. Go on. And we'll go with the first one that comes up. I'm actually quite nervous about doing this now because it could be really bad. Yeah, and we will have the final say, and if we do talk about it. So if you put
maybe we should take taking opposing views, Tom, and we go argue our point.
You don't want to turn it into a debate club, mate. I'll just get too angry.
Yeah, gets all hitty.
Dark Elder. No, come on now. We Dark Elder. I think we've got a faction focus on Dark Elder.
We have got a faction focus on Dark Elder.
And if I recall correctly, neither of us were that big fans of the Dark Elder.
They're horrible, aren't they?
They're horrible creatures.
Yeah. Going obviously, we do some research towards when we do stuff like that, and they're just nasty.
Non-GW models. Well, that's
a good topic.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the ones I've So good, I sold them all. I forgot about that. Yeah. Hey, look, you made some money off our suggestion. What can I say?
A lot.
We've put or a lot. We put money in your pocket or something like that. Anyway, but yeah, non-GW modules. I'm trying to think.
Do they have a place, Tom?
On an actual, just playing at home.
If you wanted to, well,
are you talking about in like a tournament setting?
Taking them to a tournament or taking them to a club, or even just having them in your collection.
Right, having them in the collection, fine. Going to a club and playing the game, I see no problem with it. Obviously, if it's a GW sponsored tournament, I can kind of understand why they don't want people to bring models. I don't necessarily agree with it, but at the same time, it's their vision. So I suppose fair enough.
Yeah. You don't want to be bringing your own tea bags to someone's tea party, do you?
Which means, no.
Most British saying.
I had a while ago. I was pondering out buying. Actually, to be honest, I have bought some of the Raging Heroes miniatures myself. Because I remember I had a female commissar and a few other things. So I was trying to diversify the guard a little bit with my old guard collection. That is not the current one I'm doing now. But the problem was I found aesthetically they didn't quite fit with my. You got one there?
I've got one here. I don't think it's Raging Heroes unless it's a gift. I got female commissar.
Yeah. But I found it was quite hard to get a good aesthetic fit with the Cadian Guard sometimes. I mean, there are some out there now, but back when I was doing it, they weren't available. Because I do find that GW range on some of the kits aren't particularly brilliant for kind of getting a varied look, especially when you think about a Guard army. You know, when you read the stories and listen to audiobooks, there's a real mix of people in them. But I find that what they've done with Cadian Guard is it all just looks so much the same. You know, it's like all very like, oh, we've got this. There's no. The thing is, you think I mean, obviously, from a selling a kit point of view, I guess it would be next to impossible to make things different heights, different, all this kind of stuff, because it's just, there's so many you've got to do in a kit, and it has to be easy to make and resell. So, I mean, obviously that's why there's kit bashing. You know, but that only works to a certain extent.
I personally, I'm going to say that in like 2020 now, I think Games Workshop models are a lot better than a lot of third company. There's going to be the odd ones that look amazing,
yes.
Which are great, but I think generally GW models and Forge World models are a cut above your other companies. But if you wanted to have, like you said, a guard regiment, and you want to put heads in, I would say the heads, you need to change it up. You want to have your own army that sticks out. So I'm completely with. Price. But I'm completely with. If someone wants to add third-party elements like weapons or heads, or like for Space Marines, you can go to some websites and get different pauldrons and rhino doors, etc.
Yeah,
go for it. Because if GW don't support it, there's a market there, and people should be happy to go to that and go, actually, I want to collect this chapter. They don't supply it on James Workshop, or it will cost me an absolute fortune. Like you've got in your pauldron there. I'm going to buy it, and I think there is a place there. 3D printers, okay. I haven't used one.
I mean, I don't. Well, I think obviously with 3D printers, I think I can see why Games Workshop are probably getting a bit more wise, and I wouldn't be surprised if they're a little bit concerned in some respects, because I've seen some of the quality of 3D printers really come a long way since they first released. But again, you can't really stop people printing a model if they want one. I think it's unfair to do that, and the fact is, if they like the models enough, they will go out and buy them. I think they'll either save them or buy them. But obviously there are a lot of people out there that have a 3D printer and go, oh, I've got the files, I'll make it. I can't really. I mean, if they're not selling them, fair enough, I suppose.
And that's the point as well. Like if you're going to have your own personal use for a 3D printer or in your little group, and you want to make some terrain or you want to try and make a model, and you've got a vision and you're that way inclined that you want to try and put that vision into a form, you're creative. Everyone in this hobby is creative in one way or another, in my opinion. And if you've got the tools for it, use it.
It's okay. That's all right. I mean, the other thing is obviously China cast. I'm not a big fan of that myself. I mean, I've seen stuff come which I think from a distance looks like, it looks like the real thing. But I've seen, I mean, you've probably had personal experience with this, Dom, possibly, where you've got possibly something from someone and you look at it and go, oh, it looks all right. And then you start using it and you're like, oh, God, what have they done?
Well, I mean, that's the same argument we're saying about third-party kits.
Yeah, exactly. It's not quite...
for instance, like my Renegades and Heretics, I can't get them anymore. I either have to look on eBay and they cost an absolute fortune, or you get a recast, which is a gamble. Every time you get a recast, it's a gamble that you go, well, it's a tenner for this kit here, and when you get it, it might be a bit knackered. And from my experience, is that you can't do anything about it. It's too late. The tenner
because the quality is quite low, isn't it? That's the other thing. It's not quite as
well. Each caster is another person. It's not. You're not guaranteed a decent level of service or quality, but each their own. I don't agree with necessarily if you've got a marine kit and going out and getting on China cast.
Mr. Fell Pirate is very naive to the hobby. I see. He doesn't know what China cast is.
Yeah, I call it Fraud World.
Fraud World. Essentially, to give anyone an update on that kind of stuff, it is stuff that essentially there are certain websites where you can obtain a list of replicas of popular Forge World items, and now actually probably other items, I wouldn't be surprised, and you can send off to have them sent to your house. But I've never I don't think I've had friends that have bought them and things like that, and I always think that actually when they get there, they're not actually as impressive as a genuine ordered one normally. You might get lucky now and then, but that's just my personal feelings. I'd rather buy the real deal myself. It's like when I bought my Titan. That was a real
but to be fair,
breaker, but I've got a certificate
you
for it.
Want to buy a Fraud World Titan?
Not if I could avoid it. No, that is definitely.
As Daryl said in the chat, that it's sadly the only way to get some of the older Forge Worlds. And it's completely, like I said, Renegades and Heretics, it's a gamble. Games Workshop, Forge World don't provide them anymore. And like we said about third-party kits, you need a service. And
sometimes you don't have the option. I understand that. No. That's fair enough. And if you need something desperately, it's like, I must admit, if I found the Forge World shields for my Terminators at a reasonable quality, I might be tempted because I can't get them anywhere else. And that's kind of like I would think, oh well, I kind of want them to look like the rest of my army. But it would definitely depend on the quality of the item, because I think there's a level limit of what you kind of accept. When you buy it, when you get it, it's like, oh, this is really flimsy, doesn't quite go together right, and it's very just doesn't look right. So
and like Kieran said there, like ever since GW went to CAD design, they've come on leaps and bounds, and that is completely right. Like you look at the models now, they're amazing, and you're paying for a decent quality most of the time when you're buying GW. Like we've said previously, Forge World customer service is amazing, as is like I've had a night where I was missing parts, and I went in to get, and it just popped the night kit open and gave me the parts. And obviously from Fraud World or China Cast, you don't have that. You have one guy probably in a garage somewhere casting these things, and then
you send him an email and go, "Where's my missing parts?" He goes, "You paid £2 for that. You can lump it."
Exactly. But I think if you can, you should always support the hobby. Unfortunately, some cases you can't. Well, they wouldn't be able to take your money anyway because they don't supply what you need.
No, quite.
And like we said about the third-party models, Games Workshop just knock out.
I think it's quite an interesting subject, and I think it'll be one that kind of picks up debate as the years go on, because obviously stuff becomes home-based stuff becomes more and more prevalent and affordable. So being able to actually print stuff off yourself and also get the designs yourself, and I think it becomes more of a mainstream kind of thing. And I don't know if you'd ever see Games Workshop maybe selling the designs for one-off prints. It might be something in the future if they but the thing is, if they do that, they'll probably sell the 3D printer as well. That's the Games Workshop branded printer.
Nice GW plastic. That might be a point when they start doing that. Who knows?
I mean, I wouldn't say in the next maybe in the next 10 years. I wouldn't say anytime soon. Definitely not. I mean, that's it doesn't make sense for them to do that. But if they suddenly realise there's if there's a large amount of people buying 3D printers and they realise they can offshot the the production cost, why wouldn't they? It would make sense.
I think I've seen one good 3D printed model that I was actually like, that's really good. That is it so far. Like I'm sure, like I said, the technology's coming on, and we'll see more coming out, which will be amazing. But it's like I said, if people are creative and they're talented in that way in sculpting, a 3D printer is the perfect tool for them.
No, quite. And I think that's Terax drill, yeah, because that's, I mean, I think there's from my point of view, if I look through some of my collection, I think actually the main things I miss from my collection that I would consider getting printed or from another party is normally accessories. Really, that's about it.
Yeah.
Because there's certain things, especially for my Templars, that I can't pick up anymore. I was very upset that they stopped doing the brass etchings from Forge World. I can probably understand why they did it. I imagine they weren't top sellers. And I imagine the construction cost on getting brass etchings done is probably not the cheapest process. Which is fair enough. But I do miss the fact that I had this very nice, cool. Oh, just something went bang in the corridor there. What was that, Vicky?
Yeah,
she stood on an airbag. That was very kind of her. It made me jump. And I actually misstepped the paint as well.
Yeah. It's Mr. Blue. Who knows? In a few years' time, 3D printers might go down in price, and we'll see what happens. Maybe it'll affect Games Workshop prices, and they'll go down. But
why do you say these things?
We'll find out. I think sometimes it's good to support your hobby and kind of like be on the GW team, but also sometimes you got to kind of think, could they improve?
Like I said, not everyone can afford it, and you can understand. I think if you can afford it, try and buy from, buy direct or from a third party that supplies them. If you can't, then you do what you can. Yeah, but there's always eBay.
Yeah, good old eBay or Facebook Marketplace.
Facebook Marketplace, the place to shop with a gamble. Although I'm sure there are plenty of places out there that still and sites that do have a good quality of actual trades and stuff. So I'm not ragging on.
Just a few things through Facebook, and I've been quite lucky so far. Yeah, very true, Mr. Blue. I went to a convention last year or the year before that I had. It's been a long time since I've been to a convention, like a model convention. And it was really good. I actually picked up a couple of bits of terrain. And the amount of second-hand models you can pick up there is amazing. Like there was this guy just stacked like a table here was like stacked there all the way across, which is boxes of models. And awesome.
They just probably got it from a charity shop somewhere.
I've no doubt. Like people probably just my son's moved out. He's got all these models.
The son's secretly screaming. He doesn't know why.
Yeah, Kieran, I picked up my my Hell Talent off Facebook, so that was a pretty good bargain. And I picked a few rhinos up as well. I'm trying to think what else.
Rhinos are actually pretty good to get second hand, to be fair, because people are always getting rid of rhinos.
Rhinos are such a good kit now, in my opinion. Like, obviously, old school Marines are having a bit of a comeback, a bit of a renaissance, and Chaos Marines, that's like one of their only transports. So, it's pretty good to be a rhino owner.
Pretty good to be a rhino. Get to ferry the heretics into war.
Yeah, exactly.
Although that was a interesting little discussion there. Anyway,
hopefully that we've all
learned something from it.
Same conclusions.
So, if anyone else has got anything else,
our opinions obviously do differ a little bit, Tom, and that's what makes it a good discussion, I think.
But but we're not sort of getting angry if we have a different opinion, because that would be very counterproductive to our hobby arrangement.
Yes, you're correct. Super heavy demon engine, that is not corn. So true. So I got the Kaitan, which is out there somewhere, and the Lord of Skulls, which I got out earlier. But it'd be awesome, like see like Nurgle get something awesome.
I mean, Nurgle used to have a few, didn't they? They used to have that plague spewer.
The siege tower. They had
the siege tower. Yeah, that's another one.
Slaanesh had the knight, which looked a bit funky. That'd be quite a cool super heavy.
I mean, you notice the theme here is that these are all old Forge World stuff they've stopped doing.
Oh, they just bring them back, don't they? They just go, mainly for Epic. They kind of went, it's all our Epic cool vehicles. Like the Lord of Skulls was originally there. It's different to what it was back in the day. But yeah, they just go, I'll get rid of it, and then they will come back. Yeah, Kieran, I had the Baneblade, Nurgle Baneblade thing.
Yeah,
with
it's Plague Spear, I think that was called.
Yeah. With the,
I think I've actually got the old Apocalypse book here. I could dig out a picture of it.
Yeah.
Do you know, I might do that just to sort of. Actually, give me one moment, sir. I'll just check if I have the book nearby. I'm just going to stand up and walk over here. You can still hear me because I'm on a wireless headset, so I do have it right here. Remember this old beauty, Dom?
Yeah, classic.
I remember getting this. This was a.
And then there's Apocalypse Reloaded as well.
Oh, I've got that here somewhere as well. Actually, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. But you don't see some of this stuff anymore. But actually, it's been a very long time since I've actually looked through. Do they still do the Eldar Titan? The Revenant Titan, is that still a thing?
Yeah, still a thing.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it's still available.
I'm pretty sure Forge will still do it.
I mean, I love that one as well. That's the old Skullhammer Fortress.
Kieran saying they really need a new Demon Prince of Nurgle. Can't decide whether to purchase the current one or not. Yeah, what the one on the Games Workshop website, the one with the big sword and the big bulgy eye.
Oh yes, yeah, that one. Is that gone now?
I think it's still there. I think it's direct order only.
Fair enough.
I quite like that model. I think I've seen quite a few conversions when they put wings on him. I mean, Demon Prince of Wings is pretty much where you want to be, isn't it? You don't want to be foot slogging and going, look how intimidating I am, hanging out the back. Yeah, that's it.
And the old brass scorpion as well.
Yeah, the old one. Oh, jeez. I think in general that Games Workshop needs to release a new Demon Prince kit. Something a little bit different, or an alternative one. Yeah, nice.
Just have a look if there's any other golden oldies in here. Tide of Spawn?
Yeah, Kira, I mean, yeah, Tide of Spawn. I still think flying is better, even if it's smaller boards. I mean, what's it, 20 points for wings? I'm going to say 20 points. I might be wrong. I'd rather stick with wings, just because it's...
Wings is good. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if you're a foot slogger, you should get another sort of bonus. 35. Jeez. I think, yeah, if you're a foot slogger, there should be some bonus there that you can have. That you don't when you're wing defied.
I mean, Dom, I think that is your next Apocalypse formation.
Can't see the Ogre.
The Ogrin Octidia.
Yeah.
Just need to bump up those Plague Ogrins, mate. That'd be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the old book. Quite an old one. Now, I mean, when was that published? I want to say 2008. It seems like a good... Yeah, it was 07.
Jeez.
2007, mate.
Yeah.
Now there's a... Because I think I remember... Yeah.
I don't know, Kieran. I'm still going to stick with wings. Wings for wins. Wings for wins.
I think wings gives that model quite a lot of mobility and function.
Yeah.
I've tried foot slogging Demon Princes, and I just don't think they're quite as decent and as mobile, obviously, as the other ones. I mean, obviously you can give it sight and psychic powers to make it a bit quicker, like warp time and things like that. But
well, normally what I've done in the past is I tried to roll with 2 Demon Princes. So you give one warp time and give the other one death hex, and then you warp time one up the battlefield after he's flown, and then you can death hex the other one. Death hex is something in front of it, and then you just go in and hack. Like we did on the doubles tournament, Tom.
Oh yes.
With Discord guy.
Yeah.
Lord.
I'm trying to remember what we did now.
Yeah, I killed him first round before he got.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's true, Kieran. I think there is a place for it. I just think there'll be a nice thing that Demon Prince without wings would get a bonus of some sort. maybe get summoned in.
See, I always like my Nurgle Demon Prince with the Revolting Resilient for my Death Guard. As Dom knows.
Yeah.
He really loved it last time it came out as well, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I did actually love it. You're right.
Arch Contaminator is another good one, yeah. I mean, I'm hoping. I think my actual problem at the moment with my armies, by the way, is that actually I've got a lot of armies, but some of them can't really be played on their own yet.
Yeah.
And that's really key where my problem is with collection. So, I think what I'm trying to do at the moment is obviously this Templar thing. I'm doing this for the Apocalypse game, really. That's the reason I'm paying these up, because I want something big to add to it. I think it's going to make it quite an epic game. I'm so looking forward to it, actually, I must admit. In the old October. And then you've just got to get your Necron Apocalypse army going.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, I'm waiting to see what comes out. Probably going to get a couple of monoliths, I think would be quite cool.
You reckon you get a bit of smaller stuff? Oh, nice.
Yeah, just because I like the new models. And they're going to be big boy models, so it'd be quite nice to have them in my army. Because at the current rate, I've got a lot of infantry for my Necrons. And it'd be quite nice to get something a bit bigger as well. Or maybe more flyers. Maybe it's more Night Shrouds.
No. Just you'll have Gavin kill them and then constantly remind you about it.
At least Gavin's not in the chat anymore, but yeah, every time it's like, ooh, kill your flyer first turn. It's like, alright, yeah, here we go.
Oh dear. Well, whole Death Guy.
Yeah, whole Death Guy army better. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? So, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, I suppose Death Guard rules are supposed to extend to their Marines, isn't it? I think.
It's a bit weird.
I'd actually like to see the Death Guard Blessing give different benefits to different units instead of just discussing Resilient. Yeah, because Nurgle blesses you in many ways.
I'll tell you what I want to see with the new Chaos Codex or any of the / Chaos Codex, that you actually get something for your mark without having to play a stratagem point. Yeah. That's what I
think you should get a free icon. I think when you get a mark, you just get the icon for free.
Yeah, I just think it's like, well, what's the point sometimes of having that mark unless you want to go and play a stratagem, and sometimes the stratagem is not applicable.
Ultimately, the stratagem is always normally the Slanesh one.
Oh yeah. It's
and it doesn't really promote a lot of variation, does it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's always supposed not to use that one. Yeah, it's just.
They used to be quite fun, didn't they?
Yeah, Nurgle should either be +1 toughness or discussing resilient. I mean, probably +1 toughness because it's a bit. If you gave everything discussing resilience, if it had Mark of Nurgle, like in a Chaos Space Marine army, it's quite hard going. But if you get
it depends on the cost, though, doesn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. I think there should. I think
it should depend on the unit. I think if it's like a rank and file, and you give it Mark of Nurgle, I think giving it an extra toughness is perfectly adequate. Like it just means that they've been blessed with like a Plague Marine-esque skill. Obviously, if you did that on every unit, like let's give this Rhino Mark of Nurgle. It's now toughness 8. Oh, that's slightly annoying to kill now. I mean, equally, it could be quite cool, but
yeah, but there should be something there because I think the way Chaos Codex is at the moment is just a bit of a. It's almost the marks were an afterthought of Games Workshop.
They have been for 2 or 3 codexes in my opinion. I think the only reason I tend to take them is to augment my Night Lord abilities, but now they've got the maximum reduction, haven't they now? To modifiers.
And it's quite hard. Like I want to take Mark of Khorne things, but the stratagem's too expensive for what it does. So it's like, just like Marcus finish all my shooting stuff.
Is that the fight again one?
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously, if you take the icon, you do get to reroll charges, though, don't you?
Yeah.
Charge range. That's probably the most useful part.
Yeah, I mean that is good. But if you, for instance, I was thinking maybe having some Khorne possessed, and then have a detachment of Khorne demons, and then obviously you get the icon, and the icon enables you to do reroll charge ranges anyway, so you wouldn't have to buy the icon.
Yeah, yes, fair enough.
But yeah, I just think the marks need a bit of work really in 9th edition. It'd be interesting if they do anything. If not, it's not the end of the world. We've had it before, and we'll probably have it again. But you know,
I would like to see a quality Chaos Codex come out next time. I really would like to see something special on the same level. I mean, I am kind of hoping they do a similar thing with what they're doing with the Space Marine one, is where they make it the core Chaos Codex, and then they give you the Legion benefit ones, because it means that you don't get kind of screwed or shafted on certain units that you can't pick up for the other thing. But you can choose if you want to have it or not. I mean, they can always put in restrictions. I mean, it's like the same with Black Templars. If they did a Black Templar add-on book to the main Space Marine, they'd just say, sorry, you can't take librarians. I went, fair enough. Didn't want them anyway.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think like that is the way it should be. I completely agree, because word bearers. Could we make our own codex? No. There's no way we could have our own.
It's not enough.
If you had like a dozen pages of special rules alongside your actual Chaos Space Marine codex, I think you could have a unique looking force.
Because actually, I like the Psychic Awakening approach. I think that was a really good approach to it, but they just didn't go far enough with it. It shouldn't have been a few pages for each faction. It should have been like, here's a book for this faction with all the history in it, all the rules in it, all the units in it. Have fun with it. Yeah, that's really what should have happened. And I think that, and I wonder if they may have realised that after doing the Psychic Awakening process, and that's why we're getting these, the Space Marine. I mean, it would be interesting if they did Dynasty books for Necrons. I'd suspect. Oh, he's dropped something.
I would drop something.
Don't hurt your back, mate.
Oh my goodness, I'm so old. I don't think Necrons will. I don't know. I'd quite like to see that, but I don't think they're in a place at the moment to have their own dynasty supplements. Same with Orcs. Actually, I think Orcs are in a better place. Orcs could have their own.
Orcs could have some pretty cool stuff happen, especially some of the larger factions. I think. You could see a Speed Freaks one, couldn't you, with lots of modded vehicles for speed and stuff, and definitely a Goth one. It kind of makes sense. I'd love to see that, but it's a question of what GW's vision is really. And we have no idea what that is really, do we? So
yeah, who knows? And I could keep going all the different armies. But yeah, it would be awesome if you had a regiment one for Guard.
In my opinion, that's always been a missed opportunity anyway for the Guard one, because I think Guard deserve a much more richer codex and lots of backstories for each regiment. I really think they've missed a trick. I think they would sell a lot more Guard if they had a lot more variation than just having Cadian and Catachan kits.
Yeah.
Like they used to. I mean, obviously we have a friend who may or not be in chat who collects Praetorians, but he's had to do that in a very particular way. And not in a cheap way either. I don't think it's a lot of kit bashing, lots of other, and as we were talking about earlier, getting other kits from other companies to try and make it his vision, which is great. But yeah, I hope so, Kieran. If I'm taking us, because obviously as I play my army, my Guard army is supposed to be like a support regiment to my Templar Crusade, and I would love to be able to have a bit more customization in how they look. I've tried to obviously do a black and white scheme with some red highlights, as I tend to do, but it would be nice to have some more different looking models, because I've always found out with the Guard range that the infantry are really boring, in all seriousness, especially Cadian ones. They're just really boring. There's no real, this guy's because obviously you read a lot of Guard stories, like say Gaunt's Ghost, you say, you've got people like Bragg, who's like a hulking, but you don't have anyone like that in the ranks, even though, and obviously I
agree. There's Guard, my Cadian. I spent ages giving them different heads or slight changes on their war gear, etc. But it's really hard, especially if you've got to do platoons and platoons of them to have an individual look. And they've kind of Games Workshop has had this standard thing, or just standard Cadian armor that we hand out to every planet. It's come on.
There is no Cadia anymore. Sorry.
Yeah, Cadian's gone. Maybe you got to look for another source. Maybe Krieg gives a source that you have your standard.
I mean, Plastic Krieg would be great, but I don't think they'll do Plastic Krieg. I think that'll stay a Forge World based army. I think.
I think Chaos Guard are coming this year.
I think I do have
several
an inkling.
times, I think it's happening again. It's definitely gonna happen, and I think I would like to see Elysians get a bit of love.
Oh, Elysians! I used to have some Elysians a long time ago, metal ones.
Yeah, I don't think Krieg are coming out with plastic anytime yet. It's a shame. Plastic Steel Legion. Yes, I would have a whole mechanized company.
Well, that kind of fits your style, there, doesn't it?
Yeah,
so,
I would quite.
Do they wear gas masks, Steel Legion? I can't remember. Is that them or?
My veterans do.
Yeah, because I know you do that with yours, don't you? So
yeah, so with my standard guard, what I've done, like for the veterans, they've all got gas masks, and they've got I've sawn the stocks of their las guns. They're all like carbines, so I can identify them quite quickly. And I did have a squad where I was using the heads from the heavy weapons, where they've got like the goggles as well. So yeah, there's some bits you can do. There's lots of kits out there, but you've really got to be in your guard army to be able to make those conversions. You can't just skim on the top and be able to do it, because the kits aren't made for that, unfortunately. But yeah, I really hope they do some guard stuff. Like they've got the Necromunda Spiders, which are the regiment from Necromunda.
Okay.
I think that's correct. That would be quite cool.
Also, if you like Krieg, Kieran, we have done a faction focus on Krieg. I think.
Yeah. On guard.
On guard, but it has got quite a large Krieg.
On guard.
So give it a watch, because it's quite good. I hope it's quite good. Not to blow our own trumpets or anything.
You definitely focused a lot on the old Krieg, didn't you? It's very cool.
Well, I enjoyed it. If I'm totally honest, if I was to recollect guard again, I would probably attempt a Krieg army. I just haven't got the bank balance to back it up.
I think when we were at the tournament a couple of years ago, one of the meta events, someone had a Krieg army there, and you just look at it, and it is a thing of beauty.
Yeah. Like
Forge World models just stand out a lot. Even like we said earlier in the chat about CAD design for Games Workshop, like Forge World models are just still amazing. You just look at them, and you're like, how did this happen? Chem Dogs. They are quite cool. I remember when the Codex came out, and in the Guard Codex, they pretty much went, look, you can kit bash all these guys. Like, well, I didn't say kit bash at the time, but it was like, Mordian and Tanith and all.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like,
they're gonna do it. They're gonna do it.
I know these are all made from kit bashing. You're like,
these are made for some Age of Sigmar kits and some Bretonian kits and some Empire kits. You're like, oh, for God's sake, I love the fact they were using some of the Empire kits when, in fact, actually, obviously, they're no longer going to be probably sold soon as well.
Don't know what they're playing it from.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there'll be an Empire replacement in AOS. May be something very similar, but it'll be,
Well, you got the free people, aren't they? And,
yeah, exactly. Which is basically anyone who's not a specialist, and it's like the humans, isn't it? So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pew, pew, pew. Just embrace the whole Grimdark theme, yes. And I saw today. Speaking of Grimdark, the Necromunda, they released the Underhive game today on Steam.
And yeah, Kieran's right there. They are doing the original Warhammer again.
Yes, well, I mean, obviously, there's quite a. It sounds like they're going to be doing a game based on the whole square base thing for a very. It's probably for a specific. I wouldn't.
Essentially, I think it's Horus Heresy, but for fantasy. That is what they're doing.
That would be. Yeah.
You've read the books. Now they kind of use all the lore from the old world, and they're going, there you go. There's a market for it, and it's like, yeah, cool. So that'd be nice to get some new.
Either that, or they're doing an apocalypse-based one for larger game scale.
Yeah, we'll see. Well,
as long as they don't, if they did anything like large scale for Aerosmith, they don't butcher it like they did the 40k version. That's more than.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be quite awesome if they're redesigning a lot of the models. That would be a bit of a pricey introduction to the game.
Oh man. I'm afraid I'll have to pack it in a bit, mate.
That's okay.
I know I'm always one who says this, but it's because I guess it's become my thing now for the stream. I like our
Oh.
timekeeper.
Well, last time on the stream, I decided to make a new tradition, didn't I? That I would check my lottery numbers.
Oh yes, of course. The 20 past 8 and 9 lottery check.
Yeah, here we go. All right, everyone, before I
Cross
check,
your fingers.
positive thoughts, okay?
I'm sending them your way. I entered a couple of draws this week, but I had no luck either. So.
Yeah, so positive people. Thumbs up in the chat there if you haven't already. That I'll win the lottery, and then we can make you sweet content
all day long.
24/7.
I mean, admittedly, I would then be beholden to Dom for money, which might be quite bad for me, but.
Oh, job I'm going to give you. You have no idea, mate. That toilet needs cleaning again.
Why have you put 12 toilets in your house just so you can clean them?
I would say before I check this, it's going to be. No results yet. Oh, hang on. I remember we had to do this last time.
That's right. You'll get it, mate. Everyone has got such suspense now because they're like, oh, or either or they've all left to go and check their lottery numbers.
Yeah, it would be amazing if.
I'll have to change the title, episode 26, we win the lottery.
Lemon lorry! Yes, boys! Right, here we go. No.
Fair enough. Did you even get
numbers?
A number?
I've got 5 lines here. Oh, I've got a number there.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
It's all right.
Got one number there. Oh, yep. Right, that line.
Oh, no, I actually won the jackpot.
That's how it works. Oh, the numbers, they have to match. Oh, well, I've won a couple of
these
times,
ticks are good.
No, I have not won today, boys.
Okay, well,
wish me luck for next week. And then one day we can do this full time, Tom.
Yeah. It would be a dream come true.
Would.
Maybe.
Yeah, and remember we can open our hotel with the dwarf.
A dwarf greeter.
Yeah.
Called Franz.
Beard just goes down his beard, and you get the
and you just bring it out into your drink.
Yeah, he rings it out into.
No, I'm sorry. The stone beard's a better idea. I'm sorry.
Nice.
A stone fountain made out of a dwarf beard in the courtyard inside.
Nice.
Kegs ahoy. We have to get a special delivery from Games Workshop where we can buy some of their branded ales and sell it there. Call it the Hellfire Dome.
Yes. Oh, nice. I like it. That's a good name.
Well, next time we go down, that's all we're going to have to drink is Hellfire for the entire weekend.
I don't think that's a good idea for you or for me.
I don't understand what your aversion is to it. I mean, I don't get drunk very quickly.
Yeah. No, you do not. You are not a lightweight in any way. I think the problem with you, Tom, when it comes to drinking is that you're not a lightweight, but you're not a drinker.
No.
The problem is you drink so quickly, your body can't say stop, I'm drunk, before it's too late.
I know, I'm probably about 6 drinks deep in before I...
before your body goes, oh, what are you doing? Stop!
And I'm like, well, I've started now.
Yeah.
2 more pints, please, sir. Both for me.
Yeah. It's like your brain is just like, look, I'm going now, all right? You're on your own. I've disabled your penis, so you can't do anything but wee.
Thank God I can do that still.
Yeah. And I've left a guidance so you can get back to your bed from here.
I mean, I always get home, to be fair. I always get home. So, but that is the old classic drunken feat, though, isn't it? I still remember that stag do, mate. Walking back down from the next town over, arm in arm with a very very drunk person. That wasn't me, by the way. I was actually trying to stop the drunk person running to the road several times.
Oh yeah.
I won't mention names because that's not fair. But there was someone that we know that came to. It was, oh dear! I still remember the hangover for that night as well. That was awful. I think I lied on your sofa for the good part of probably half a day before I felt even remotely safe getting in the car to drive home. I think Adam was there as well, actually.
I don't think Adam's here tonight. But anyway, it's coming close to the end of the stream tonight. Thank you, everybody, for watching, except for the person that gave us a thumbs down.
Yeah, whoever that is, be brave. Tell us who you are and tell us what you didn't like.
Yeah. Comment what you didn't like.
Because I'll tell you, just before we do go, I will tell you one of our kind of pet peeves is actually that people dislike a video but don't actually say why. We actually don't mind if you tell us why, because ultimately it is an opinion-based thing. If you don't like it, it's always good to know why you didn't like it.
Yeah. And then we can slate you on the stream.
We can slate you on the stream and say, they didn't like that because we did something obviously bad.
Yeah.
But it is always interesting to sort of actually, in all seriousness, to get feedback on what our videos are like and how you kind of like them. But because comment section is normally full of a lot of people sort of saying, yeah, it was a good video and we quite enjoyed this and that. But you don't normally get a lot of people who maybe luckily we don't typically get a lot of downvotes. Well, I've said that now. That's it. Next video is going to be awful.
I mean, we got downvote for just being ourselves, Tom.
Yeah, I know. That's just hurtful.
Sad times. But you'll get these people occasionally, and I've done it, but I don't tend to care enough to comment.
To all the top YouTubers, haven't you? Just like click down. Yeah, you've got more subscribers than us. Downvote for you.
Yeah, all of them.
But yes, anyway. Yes, I think we'll probably wrap it up there, mate.
Yes, thank you everybody, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Been great to see you. Obviously, if you haven't done so, give us a like and a subscribe, and also if you think anyone might be interested in our channel, point them our way and let them watch a few videos, and hopefully we'll obviously speak to them as well. Obviously, if you haven't done so, join the Discord. I will put another link in just before we go, which is there. And obviously check out our sponsors as usual. Goblin Gaming, there's a link in the description. Really good.
Oh, this is where I do my plug.
I've done it.
So below you'll see a link for Goblin Gaming, and what happens with that link is you click on it and you buy yourself or your friends or maybe your partner some models or hobby-based goods. Now, when you use that link and you purchase those items, it gives us a little bit of a cheeky kickback. And so we will be able to bring you even better content, or we will be able to run events using those tiny pennies that you haven't actually given us, but the website gives us. And you get models, or your spouse gets models, or your friend gets models, and we get like 30p maybe. Who knows? So yeah, buy models. Have fun.
Yeah. And thank you all very much for watching. We will catch you all next week. Obviously, keep an eye out for any of the other videos during the week. We have a battle report coming up on Saturday as usual. And also, I'm hoping to do other weekdays of Wargamer. So, till then, this is Tom and
Tom!
Bato Studios, and we will speak to you all soon. Take care.
Toodaloo!